Hi, Emily. Just went in to read you another chapter of Farm to Fork Meet Riot by Niti Bali. And this is chapter 13, The Ultimate Challenge. And this is her gorgeous family. So cute. All right, the ultimate challenge. When people initially contact me to learn how to make a regenerative lifestyle change, they often ask, how much will this cost? I am always confused with this question. I find it confusing when folks say that they cannot afford to eat high quality food. I think it is interesting that they notice these foods cost more, but there is no effort made to see exactly how that impacts their overall bank balance. What I mean is that people are quick to say this lifestyle is unaffordable, but they never try it to see what it actually feels like in practice. When you incorporate the highest quality ingredients to nourish your body, you have no need for supplements, prescription, or over-the-counter medications, so you are eliminating several of your regular inputs. This results in less participation in the conventional medical complex, eliminating copays and time off work for yourself or the children you care for. When you exchange more expensive foods with integrity for the seemingly less expensive yet poisonous counterparts, the side effects might surprise you. New experiences you might enjoy may include emotional highs more often than lows. You might notice more mental and physical energy, less brain fog with greater clarity, an increase in libido. Your skin, hair, and nails might become stronger, longer, and shinier. You may experience the need for less cosmetics and less health and beauty products altogether. You could enjoy deeper, more restful sleep. Emotionally, you may notice that less things bother you and that you have more patience than you did before. Anxiety, depression, bad feeling thoughts may disappear. ADD, ADHD, restless leg syndrome, bloat, flatulence, constipation, arthritis may soon be a thing of the past. The joy you might experience from the lasting positive side effects of being happy, feeling strong, agile, and pain-free could be worth a price greater than what you currently invest in yourself. But what if it is really not? Everyone is quick to find blame or excuse to support their self-sabotage. Money is the first choice of blame. Next is the general time. Everyone is too busy. Friends, I love you all so much, and I want to share something very important with you. Can't you hear Niti's North Carolina accent in that? I love you all so much, and I want to share something very important with you. Your words are powerful. Your thoughts are more powerful. When you use these words stating what you cannot do, or when you pass blame or make excuses, you are taking away the abundance that awaits you. Stop arguing for your limitations. It is not serving you well. When folks ask me to break down a cost analysis or share with them how they are supposed to get the food, to manage their physical logistics, to get the food in their hands, I have to stop. Still others will argue that there is no such thing as healthy food or that food doesn't matter. I have been told that not enough clean food can possibly be produced to feed the growing number of people in the world. This is absolutely untrue because nature is abundant. Next thing you know, I am being accused of being an idealist. Friends, I am not judging your priorities. Please do not feel the need to defend yourself to me. I will not attempt to set your priorities for you. Ultimately, you find the money to afford what you really want. It matters how you source your nutrition, and the only way that you can nourish your physical body is to use the highest quality life-giving force that is only found from the soil that is managed with thoughtful husbandry and with the orchestration of livestock on the soil. The soil requires the defecation of the heritage livestock and heirloom seeds that are not genetically altered. The grasses, weeds, and other plants need to be drilled into the soil with a seed drill, followed by the massaging of the land done by the livestock that walks and grazes over the land on a rotation. Once this symphony begins, you find life-giving force over the land. When people ask me to provide them with the science, the case studies, the blood work, the human analysis, and evidence that this is the way life-giving force works, I say, stop it, stop it, stop it. Do you need scientific proof that animals industrialized in buildings are not of equal health and life force compared to the ones outside on beautiful padlocks of pasture all day? Animals grazing outside, consuming the highest quality plant material, bask in the life force of the sun while touching their feet to the life-giving soil and breathing clean and crisp air? No, you do not need proof. You are seeking excuses not to see the truth because it is so difficult for you to stop this self-sabotaging cycle. You have been made to believe this lifestyle is unaffordable, unmanageable, and probably unavailable. The institutions that are able to operate without any legal ramifications are the same people who educated you and made you believe that this logical fact that animals raised in an industrial warehouse versus animals raised outside with the power of nature is to be questioned. Did you know that institutions do not apologize? Institutions never admit to being wrong. The only way to change the beliefs of an institution is to shift the beliefs of the people who created it. Institutions will be the first to rebuke anyone who goes against their proclamations. They will defend their stance until the people who created it decide to change. My chiropractor and dear friend said to me, "Niti, people these days will require the empirical evidence to show how much better this food is versus what is cheaper and found in abundance everywhere." He might be right. I will not defend life-giving force, folks. It does not require a defense. You either participate and glean the life force and the power it graces you with, or you don't. I am uninterested in investing in this proof because I know an individual's experience is far more convincing than a subjective report that is tainted by who paid for the study. I will not participate in a distracting contest of whose scientist was able to compile the most convincing evidence to change your mind. Folks, I am not trying to sell you anything. I am revealing the truths of our bountiful, powerful, abundant, life-giving forces. Sadly, the institutions have programmed everyone into a state of defense. Everyone has their guard up at all times. Everyone goes around tirelessly consuming, blaming, defending, fighting. This is not an intelligent or efficient use of time. I challenge you to do your own experiment instead. It will be far more convincing, enlightening, and perhaps the best experiment your family has undertaken. I challenge you and your family to spend an entire growing season only eating from farms. I challenge you and your family to spend an entire growing season only eating from farms. The rules require you to stop eating at all restaurants, and no barcode or packaged food is allowed. You would buy and prepare meals using only what you received from farmers that you knew. This includes not consuming oils from the store. They are poison. Instead, you would cook using farm animals' fats, such as pork lard, beef tallow, butter, or ghee. If you know a farmer who raises olives like I do, you could even include olive oil to dress your food. Do not include any grains or sugars unless you know the farmer who provided them to you. We were not meant to consume grains and sugar, so skipping them is the best choice. Ingredients from the centralized food complex that are permitted are real salt, organic black pepper, and any organic seasoning that is not a blend. Use single seasonings to create your own blends. This avoids extra ingredients that seasoning companies add as fillers to herbs and spice bottles to maintain shelf life. Fresh herbs are better to use in the growing season anyway. If you follow this regimen for the entire growing season, you will be able to experience what it actually costs to eat like this. In our area, the growing season is from May until October. You will need to ask your farmers what the growing season is in your neck of the woods. This customized challenge will be as honest and clean as you require it to be. It will meet your standards, so it will be your truth. How hard can this be? What have you got to lose? You actually have everything to gain. By taking this challenge to research it yourself, you can experience the types of benefits it might have on your overall health. You will experience the joy, the smells, and the taste of things you have never enjoyed before. You might just expand in ways you never believed possible. Look up recipes, experiment with different meals, and learn what your family actually likes and doesn't. I would encourage you to prepare each component 4 different ways before you decide you are not a fan. For example, make the turnips 4 different ways. We have learned that we best enjoy turnips when we stew them into a dish. If they are prepared in some other fashion, like roasted or grated into salads, sauteed into a dish, not too much. You may even acquire cooking skills you did not previously have. Think about it. The experience would be easier and more enjoyable than living on an island in a Survivor TV show with mind games for 90 days. Haha. You might even find that you actually like cooking, or better yet, that your children like cooking. Maybe they can take over some meal preparation duties and you will love getting their help. During the growing season, there is a bountiful harvest of meats, veggies, raw milk, and eggs, so you can taste the best foods that are available. Keep a daily log of your shopping list, what the components cost, meals you prepared. Also, note your feelings before, during, and after enjoying the meal, and your quality of sleep compared to before you began incorporating regenerative components. Monitor your digestion while you are enjoying enjoying fresh farm foods. Pay attention to your energy levels and make special note of any joy you might be feeling. Sorry, my leg was asleep. Ugh. Any joy you might be feeling. Take before and after pictures to see if there is significant change in how you physically look. Measure the benefits experienced with this lifestyle change. This data you would collect is far more informative with the facts as they pertain to you and your family exclusively, and there would be no arguing your experience. It is what it is. Those are your facts. Remember, however, that if you mix foods, mixes, powders, jarred, frozen, canned, or whole food items with any animal product or produce, supplements, or medication over-the-counter prescriptions from the centralized industrialized food institutions, this clinical trial would be tainted. It is okay. There is no judgment here. You are the knower of your own truths, and no one else needs be involved with the details. This is a test custom designed for you to gain all the empirical data in the most honest way you require. I believe you will all enjoy this lifestyle. Life-giving force is abundant, and your ability to enjoy this abundance is accessible to you whenever you decide. I enjoyed this food in abundance once I decided this is what we needed to have. I still have abundance of nourishment flowing to me and through me. It is here for you and for everyone. You just have to decide this is what you want and make it happen. Conventional food in the store is not working for us. It is poison. If it is not life force, it is poison. I chose to go to farms and started buying food. I had a certain amount of money in the bank. I bought whatever I could afford. I took it home and we ate it until we needed more. And then I went back. Guess what? I wasn't going to the grocery store. I was only buying foods from the farmers, and we were able to manage it. We did not have to eat as much regenerative food to satiate our bodies. I did not do cost analysis or create spreadsheets. The food we fed Meenakshi battling cancer was no different from the rest of us. I just bought the cleanest food I could find and then I cooked it. Why in the world would I feed the highest quality food to one of my children and not to our entire family? I made the same buying decisions I always made. I mean, there were bills to pay and other responsibilities we had. I bought groceries with whatever I had after those responsibilities were satisfied, and the food we received for that amount was always enough. We did not always have steaks or chicken breast, but we ate well. We enjoyed a variety of options and were able to get a variety of fruits, vegetables, and nuts. I only went to the store for things like organic spices. I bought a few joy items once in a while, like organic potato chips cooked in coconut oil from time to time. We drank store-bought kombachas. As a rare treat, we ate raw cheeses. Remember, we were only on one middle-class income, but we enjoyed a life of abundance. When I listen to people running their households with 2 incomes say that they cannot afford to eat regenerative food, I am always confused. There is no 80-20 rule for poison. If you shop for food with one leg in the store of poison and one leg on regenerative farms, you will never get anywhere. Eat food or eat poison. Choose one. You will never experience any gain in health because this goes against the order of nature. The forces of the universe have clear-cut laws and they demand order and integrity. Short order grocery shopping, shopping for some family members in stores and others on farms is absurd and it is unaffordable, which is why it seems that eating regenerative food costs too much. Some families cannot agree on meals, so they try to split them up and shop and cook in a short order style, which creates more work in the kitchen, costs more for double ingredients, and takes more effort to go to several places to buy the various ingredients. It always costs less to cook one larger meal for more people rather than to cook several smaller meals. Within my own family challenge, we realized after a few months we felt better. We were satiated by eating less. After a year, we felt even stronger. We were getting colds less often. We had less digestive issues, and we felt better. The food tasted better. We could experience a shift happening. The health we were gaining was never ending. The benefits we were experiencing were more and more pronounced. So what is the actual difference? When you compare apples to apples, they all look the same. Conventional meats raised in an industrial confined animal feed operation, CAFO, are subsidized by the government, so they include a lot of hidden costs. Those hidden fees include, but are not limited to, your investment in your health insurance, your prescription drug costs, your over-the-counter drug costs, your vitamin and mineral supplement costs, your health and beauty product costs, your allergy medicine costs, your medicated skin cream costs, your EpiPen costs, your deteriorating health costs, not to mention you need to eat a lot more conventional food to feel full. The more you eat, the faster you age. The less you eat, the longer you live. Regenerative foods are so nutrient dense, you are satiated and nourished with less food. Conventional food also has a lot of ethical costs hidden in them, such as modern day slavery of the industrialized farmers. This includes a lot of human rights violations that are happening every day on these confined animal feeding operations. This way of producing food is not farming. It is industrialized food production. I call them poison factories. They are producing chemistry project food that involves more pharmaceutical use than the amount of pharmaceuticals used for human healthcare. How else can you keep this many animals in such a small area and control disease than to heavily medicate them? When you put a life on the clock in an industrialized setting, it is impossible for that creature to be living its best life. You cannot rush life-giving force. When you industrialize life to fatten up livestock with poor nutrition, you end up with an animal that is like a sick, diabetic, obese man. Animals less healthy than we are cannot nourish us. Animals less healthy than we are cannot nourish us. We need to prioritize the health of the animal to prioritize our health. Your organic and whatever else you want to label it meat that you buy from the centralized food production operation, like a grocery store or at a restaurant, is all coming from the same industrialized complex. These factory meats are efficiently produced so that you can get that product in an efficient manner at the lowest price possible. I don't care what name they put on it or what certification it earned. If it has a barcode, it is a poisonous apple. Our regenerative meats are raised outside in soil that is being regenerated by the animals that are defecating on it. Our pastures are nutrient dense and they are full of plants such as kale, turnips, along with various grasses and herbs that are providing the livestock with massive amounts of nutrition. These creatures are at home living the abundant life. They are being cared for by human beings who invest all their energy into ensuring that they are healthy and happy their entire lives. This husbandry is a noble act that requires time and a lot of love. And that, my friends, is the end of chapter 13. The Ultimate Challenge from Farm to Fork, Meat Riot by Niti, Bali. Order the book. It's in the show notes. Later.